Hi Richly, congrats on winning the contest. Just let you know that for this time I admitted the submission, but since there wasn't a big prize, but for the next time, yeah, I wouldn't allow the submission as it doesn't fit into all the criteria of the contest as it was supposed to be finding. But anyways, for the purpose of this contest, it worked. So congrats, really well done. I really like that you actually went to explain it. So you actually put uh, some good hours into it. So yeah, I'm gonna give you some feedback and let's see what is it. Okay, first of all, I really like how the weight of the character, the credibility of he like tripping over his own foot. I really like how you animated this, because sometimes it can be quite hard to make it believable that the character actually tripped over himself. It many times it tend to feel like it's on purpose, but you actually did it quite well. It feels natural that he tripped over himself. So well done on that part. Just a few notes. See here for the first frames how this arm is a bit frozen. So if you have this leg in this leg at front, and then you are moving this one, then the arm is moving forward with this one. Then in this one, maybe you have the arm swinging to the back to the back side. So all this part, I would like to see the arm finishing to swing back and starting to swing forward as you have it here, but don't have it frozen here. So maybe on the first frame, um, yeah, maybe it's a bit more forward, and we see on the first frames how the arm finishes to go back and then starts to move forward as you have it. Um, Great, the trip over, great. Great how he lifts, the lifting of the hips there. Great. Although I would maybe keep it. See how the hips lift there and then go down. Maybe keep it moving up a bit more. So lift for another frame. The body keeps moving up, So we see the head. The head keeps moving up. Just one more frame, a bit more, with a slowing to the upside. So a little bit more, and then falls down. But just add one more frame, because right now it's one frame up and down the next frame. So maybe having two frames where the body moves up, it would add a bit more fluidity to the animation. Then also this arm, see how this arm moves up and then moves down again. So I would try to keep the arm moving up as well, so creates that overlap on the upper torso. Um, uh, so would be the upper torso and then the lower torso going down. So creating that a bit more overlap where the arm keeps moving up for a couple more frames when the torso starts to move down. So up, up, then the body keeps moving down and the arm keeps moving up for maybe one more frame. Sorry for the drawing, I'm with the mouse. But yeah, you get the feeling like up, 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 and then you can start to move it down to reach for the cap or whatever. But yeah, try to continuate that inertia a bit more. Same with this arm. See how the arm is moving up and then it kind of gets stuck on there. So maybe I would straighten the arm, so a bit more of a whip like motion, overlap on the arm. So he trips over, he straightens the arm, creating also that nice line of action from arm to arm if you straighten this one. And then you would have the arm in this more or less here, and then you could have, as you have it here, trying to dragging a bit the arm here, but you have it at once raising up and then going down, and then start to go down. here also see how he trips over, he's falling. At this point I would already start to move the camera down, because you have to imagine like the camera was a person, the eyes of a person, the eyes of a beholder. So as soon as he trips over and starts falling, the camera should try to see, because we are missing all his leg already here. So I think you should actually start to move the camera earlier, so we could see how he falls the first time, his body already here when he's falling the first time, well, when he reaches the ground. Also be careful here, see how these feet seem to be broken already. Here should be already flipped over, because right now it's completely the I think it's broken right there. So yeah, be careful with that. See all this. Also see what's happening there, because there is a lot of intersection going on. See we miss the leg, both legs become one here, then they switch, and then it races again and we see the leg. So make sure that they don't intersect each other, that they actually feel like they have boundaries, that they cannot go inside each other, because it's see how it completely disappears, one leg inside the other one. And also here, if you notice, see how when he falls, and he falls, he settles there, and then boom, all of the sudden the body, this he settled, he falls down 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16, boom, 16 frames where the body is on a freeze kind of pose, and then the whole body flaps down to the ground. So yeah, I would definitely remove quite a bit of frames from this transition and make this earlier. Actually, I would make, let's see, here, boom, here as the legs move up, and then here on frame 51, I will remove all these, and from frame 51 to frame 63, I would remove all those frames, so that the arms and legs fall right after. They don't hold on the air for that much long, because it feels odd. It doesn't feel natural that he's holding this pose for that much and then falling back. So that's what I would do. Also be careful with the hand. See if you can make a bit of a nicer hand pose, because if you forget about the rest of the body, this doesn't feel like a very appealing hand. It doesn't feel like a hand at all, to be honest. So try to find a pose where we can actually feel like this is a hand. And same for this. Try to maybe group the fingers in a way that we see maybe two together, one on the side, and one like this, and like this, so it feels a bit more appealing of a hand. So grouping fingers is always a nice trick. I love the expressions. And then as he settles, I really like how you animated the breath, the settle, everything. It's really nice done. The exhaustion of, oh no, my coffee, like we can feel his emotions, really nice. But there's just one small thing. See here when he lets the air out, see how this part of the body, the yellow part, is not moving at all this part, it feels disconnected. Because if the legs are moving and the upper torso is moving, but this is exactly on the same point, it feels odd. So check your reference maybe, or maybe start to move the hips down from this frame, so that it's not disconnected this, and then see how the hips move down this part. So maybe make the hips move earlier. Sorry. make the hips move down earlier, so it doesn't feel that disconnected. See, you can start with the torso, but from this frame start to move the hips, so it feels like a wave. The torso, the hips, and the legs. So first start with the torso, then the hips start to move down, and then the legs finish the circle. But other than that, it's really well done. Just the polishing parts. See how this arm stays like locked in this place, and then pops up and pops down over 3 frames. So yeah, removing all this part so that the movement is fluid, it matches the fall with the settle. All this part I would remove I would remove it, as I said. But yeah, other than that, really great job. Your animations are getting better and better. So can't wait to see what's your next animation. So congrats on that, and until the next one.